Hey y'all, I'm Jenny and this is the Gramstead. I'm in the pig pen today because these two lovely ladies that you can see right behind me are hopefully going to be expecting piglets here maybe within a week or so. So I've got a couple last minute preparations to do here in the pig pen today to get ready for hopefully lots of baby piglets. So this is their birthing shelter that I'm going to add to today. I've already got it tarped. That way they have a break from the wind and a break from the cold, although it's beautiful today. So hopefully the nice warm Florida winter weather stays and we don't get any more freezes, but we've had plenty of those this year. So I want to make sure that I am plenty prepared so we don't have cold babies. Mama, you're getting awful big for that tub. This is the creep space for the piglets. Basically, when I'm done with it, a heat lamp will hang down into the center. The top of it will be covered, and the piglets have a little space that they can creep into for warmth that's covered and protected. That way the mama pig can't like roll over on top of them, which often happens a lot. I've got a lot of work to do on that today, because we have a second one over here that we gotta finish, and I'm gonna be installing a fence, basically a hog panel that goes directly down the center of this. So I've got to get to work. I've got a lot to do today on this. Hey mama. Hey mama. All my posts are in now for the hog panel that's going to go through the middle of the pig shelter to keep the mamas separate while they're giving birth. I'm going to grab some water and get hydrated, because even though it's winter in Florida, yet here I am working in a tank top and sweating. So it's warm today. So I'm going to take a break just for a minute and go get the hog panel and drag it over here and put the hog panel up. This is actually a cattle panel, not a hog panel. All right, the hog panel is installed behind me, so we now have two separate safe birthing areas for my ladies. They gave me plenty of help through the process. This one's trying to eat my shoe. So hopefully the fence is sturdy enough to withstand the abuse that the pigs will give it, because I know that they will. And hopefully in the next day or two we will have the electricity complete out here in the pig shelter. That way I can go ahead and hook up my heat lamps. So we're ready to have piglets. We've had lots of heavy breathing today and some grunting today, so hopefully we're finished with everything in time. I think my girls are almost ready to go, so we are super excited about that. We cannot wait to see our baby piglets, so we'll keep you posted. Eat it. Tonight, in typical farm fashion, we are last minute doing some work out in the dark, because that is the only time that the man of the Gramstead, Tori, it's the only time he's home to do it, to work. So tonight we're going to run the electric out to the pig shelter in preparation for our piglets. So here we go. What are you doing? Huh? Oh, okay. He's watching the pigs itch their butts. while we're pulling cable, folks. Jeez. Good morning, y'all. It is time to make the rounds. Everybody is waiting for food. Apparently nobody had babies last night, so. Hey, pigs. Good morning. Those are some hungry mamas. I better get to it. I wanted to show y'all real quick the feeders that we built for the pigs last week. They work out really great because it keeps the feed up off the ground, which helps reduce parasites and worms, and it really cuts down on feed waste, which helps us save some money. The feeders were super easy to make. You just got to make sure that you put these posts in the ground really far. This was a really tall post. And you got to sink them down in there pretty far because the pigs will just rub up against them, and they like to just destroy everything that you make for them. So once I got my post in the ground, just cut my barrel in half and bolted it to the post. So they turned out really great. They're really durable. We use them in the cow pasture as well for the cattle. We're super happy with how they turned out. Remember that creep space in the pig pen that I said that I had to finish? Well, today I've got a little bit of time before I have to go to work, so I can try to cut this piece of wood. I always like to check in the barn before I go to the lumber store for anything. Tori loves to collect just random pieces of wood and just random things, which used to get on my nerves a long time ago, but now that we have a homestead and we do all these projects, I found it's really useful with all of the little things that he brings home from work every now and again. So what we're going to do, and it actually measures out perfectly because my creep space in each corner is 5 feet, and this measures diagonally 5 feet, so I'm just going to go for it and cut that diagonally and hope it fits. You know, and I try to do as much as I can on my own because, you know, Tori works outside of here, and a lot of the times he's working 10, 12-hour days, and he's always off on Saturday and Sunday, but I don't like to clog up his weekend with a bunch of farm stuff, even though it usually ends up happening because inevitably there's just things that I can't do without him. So I try to do as much as I can on my own. So over this past 5 years of having this homestead, I've really just tried to learn more, you know, try to use tools. I'm gonna cut with a saw today that I've never cut with before, so I'm still learning all the tools and whatnot, but the best way to learn is just to try it and do it and see how it goes. Okay, and I had a straight edge here somewhere. What did I do with it? Here it is. Straight edge was actually Tori's suggestion last night. Me, I just would have went for it. I just would have cut it. No edge, you know, just wing it. So, but Tori suggested that I do it the correct way and use straight edge. So I think he might be on to something. Like I said, y'all, I have never used this saw before, so I do know it has a guard on it. And that's how I do it. Now I'm going to carry them out to the pig pen and put them in place and hope that they fit. It's actually not bad. It's a little big over here on this side. It looks like a little bit more needs to be taken off over here. We're back in the pig pen, and I finally have the right tools for the job now because Tori is here.
You calling me a tool?
Over the last couple of days, Tori got the electric all put in for me. So now I have a plug to plug in my extension cords for my heat lamps, and he also ran me a really nifty cable to support the extension cords, so everything's a little bit safer and a little bit more sturdy. Okay, so here is the electrical box, and then he installed a cable that we are going to zip tie the extension cords to come over to the pig shelter. We did not want to run the electric underground with the pigs because, you know, they just root everything up. That would not be good. So we decided on an aerial run. We also finished up, I say we, but Tori actually finished it for me. So we finished up the creep spaces. I'm going to install the heat lamps today. They work exactly like I want them to. Let me show you how. This opens all the way up, comes all the way down to the ground, and then you can open up the little creep space for the piglets. So the heat lamp will drop all the way down. That way the heat lamp is totally covered and the pigs are not tempted to mess with the heat lamp either. So we have about, I don't know, maybe about 8 inches of space down here, probably a little bit more if we cleared some of the hay out. So basically once the piglets are born, we'll dry them off and we'll stick them under here while she's in labor. That way they can be under here, they're safe, she can't roll over on them, and you know, they can snuggle with the other piglets under the heat lamp. The pigs are caught up in the extension cord. Hey, y'all want to know one thing that I could not do without around this homestead? It's zip ties. I use zip ties so much. I use them in the garden. I use them all over the place around here. They are just a super handy thing to have. Between my zip ties and my pocket knife, couldn't do it without them. I am so happy with how these came out, y'all. All right, well, everything's pretty much done and secured in the pig pen now. We are officially ready for our piglets. Now we just have to wait patiently. So this is our first litter of piglets. So this is actually all new to us. Everything on our homestead was completely new to us. We did not grow up on farms. I grew up in the suburbs, in a neighborhood, and we just bought this place about 5 years ago, and it was vacant land, so we built everything from the ground up, and we have definitely learned a lot. But you know, it just goes to show you, you don't have to know what you're doing to really do it. You know, just get some good education, talk to some people that are doing it. There's lots of information online, of course. There's lots of great homesteading books and farming books. So we definitely did our fair share of researching and reading and talking with people, you know, before we jumped right in. But, you know, at some point with a homestead, when you're new to it, at some point you do just have to kind of jump into it, you know, and we've learned a lot just by doing things and trying things, and you know, we are not special by any means. You know, we just try stuff, and you know, sometimes stuff is an epic failure. And when that happens, we learn from it and we grow from it. So it's really how we've learned, you know, everything that we've got going on around here. And, you know, we still have failures all the time, but we do have those moments where things are really successful. So that really helps to keep us going. So I just wanted to tell y'all that, to encourage y'all, you know, that you don't have to come from a farming background or, you know, anything like that to do all this stuff. So, you know, just be brave, do it, give it a try, start one thing at a time, you know, that's what we did.
Oh my goodness, you guys, I came out here to check on her and we have baby piglets. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.